Most people hear the phrase, make $1 million in 5 years, and instantly think it is a fantasy, a scam, or a dream reserved for the ultra-lucky. But if you study the numbers, the strategies, and the people who actually do it, a different pattern appears. It is not easy. It is not guaranteed. It is definitely not risk-free. But it is possible if you are willing to think differently, work differently, and commit for several years instead of several weeks. In this video, we are going to walk through 10 realistic paths to $1 million over the next 5 years. None of them rely on lottery tickets, meme coins, or magic shortcuts. They rely on leverage, skills, systems, and discipline. And before we begin, remember this. Nothing you hear here is financial advice. This is education. Your life, your risks, and your decisions are your responsibility. Let us start with a simple piece of math. To reach $1 million in 5 years, you need to add an average of about $200,000 per year. That is around $16,000 to $17,000 per month on average. But real life is not average. At the beginning, you might make only a few hundred extra dollars. Near the end, your systems can produce tens of thousands per month. Wealth is often slow, then sudden. You plant seeds, you water them, and eventually they explode into something much larger. Way number 1. Build a high-income skill and sell it at a premium. Most people try to get rich with average skills in crowded markets. It does not work. If you want to compress the timeline to 5 years, you need at least one skill that the market pays very well for. This could be copywriting, software development, performance marketing, sales, data analysis, UX design, video editing, high-level consulting, or something similar. The key is not just learning the skill, but packaging it for people with money. For example, instead of saying, "I am a video editor," you might say, "I help online brands turn long-form content into short clips that generate leads." Instead of generic "I do marketing," you become, "I help local clinics fill their calendar using paid ads and landing pages." The more specific the problem you solve, the higher the price you can charge. If you can reach the point where you reliably earn $10,000 to $20,000 per month from a high-income skill, you are already halfway to the $1 million target. From there, the question becomes how to scale beyond your own time. Way number 2. Turn your high-income skill into an agency or micro-team. Once you know how to bring results, the next step is to stop doing everything yourself. You begin hiring or partnering with others who can handle parts of the process. For example, if you are great at sales and strategy, you might hire other editors, designers, or operators to fulfill the work. You move from being a solo freelancer to being a team leader. This step is where many people get stuck. They are afraid to delegate. They think, "No one can do it as well as I can." That might be true in the beginning, but if you refuse to let go of anything, you have chosen a hard cap on your income. Rich people think in systems, not in tasks. An agency that charges several clients $3,000 to $10,000 per month each can cross $20,000 to $50,000 per month in revenue relatively quickly. With healthy margins and controlled costs, that can mean $100,000 to $200,000 per year in profit to the owner. Over multiple years, this adds up to serious capital. Way number 3. Build a productized service or digital product. Time for the next level of leverage. Instead of selling your hours, you sell something that can be delivered repeatedly without you personally being present each time. A productized service has a fixed scope, fixed price, and clear outcome. For example, we build and optimize your landing page in 14 days for a flat fee. Or, we turn 1 month of your content into 30 shorts and schedule them for you. Digital products go even further. You convert your knowledge into courses, templates, playbooks, membership communities, or software tools. You do the work once, and then you can sell it many times. You may start with a small offer, like a $100 product that solves a very specific problem. If you can sell 100 copies per month, That is $10,000 per month in revenue from something that does not require starting from zero every time. Productized services and digital products are powerful because they decouple your income from your calendar. Once the system is built, your main job becomes marketing and improving, not constantly reinventing. Way number 4, layer content and audience on top of everything. In the old world, you needed permission from TV, radio, or publishers to reach people. Today, if you are consistent, you can build your own distribution. Short-form videos, long-form videos, newsletters, podcasts, threads, and blogs, these are all pipes directly to potential customers. At first, creating content feels like it is not working. You post, and almost nobody reacts. But if you keep going for months and years, something important happens. You start to own attention. When you write a book, launch a course, open applications for your service, or share a new offer, you no longer shout into the void. You speak to people who already trust you. An audience is a form of capital. It is not just vanity metrics. It is proof of attention and trust. Business owners who build an audience can launch new offers faster, pivot easier, and negotiate better deals. Over 5 years, a consistent content engine can easily be the difference between making a few thousand extra dollars and crossing the $1 million mark. Way number 5. Use your increased income to acquire or build assets, not just upgrade your lifestyle. This is where many promising paths die. Someone goes from $3,000 to $20,000 per month and instantly expands their spending to match. Nice car, bigger apartment, endless dinners. On paper, they are earning a lot. In reality, they are not building wealth. If you are serious about $1 million in 5 years, you need a brutal guideline. Keep your personal lifestyle as if you were earning much less for as long as possible. Capture the gap between your income and your basic expenses and move it into productive assets. This could be broad market index funds, conservative business reinvestment, or small pieces of real estate in stable areas. The exact mix depends on your country, your risk tolerance, and your knowledge. The principle is simple. Income is a flow. Wealth is what you keep and grow. Way number 6. Build or buy a small business with existing cash flow. Starting from zero is hard. Buying something that already works, even in a humble way, can accelerate your journey. This might be a small online store, a service business, a content site, or a software tool. You do not have to target huge companies. Even a business that earns $3,000 per month in profit can be incredibly valuable if you know how to improve it. Of course, buying a business is risky. You must check its numbers, its customers, its processes. You must never borrow so much that a single failure destroys you. But if you learn how to analyze deals, negotiate earnouts, and run simple operations, you can combine your skills with an existing machine, improve marketing, reduce costs, raise prices a bit, and add new offers. Over time, small engines can become big engines. Way number 7. Use technology and automation to multiply your effort. In the coming years, people who know how to combine human judgment with AI, code, automation, and tools will pull away from those who rely only on manual work. Automation can handle repetitive tasks, freeing your mind to focus on strategy, relationships, and creativity. For example, you can automate parts of lead generation, onboarding sequences, reporting, content repurposing, and customer support. You can build dashboards that show your numbers in real time, so your decisions are faster and sharper. You can use AI to draft, summarize, and brainstorm while you make the final calls. This does not mean replacing humans completely, but it does mean refusing to run a 21st century business with 19th century tools. Way number 8. Design an aggressive but realistic savings and investment rate. A lot of people think the only path to $1 million is through one gigantic win. A viral app, a huge exit, the perfect trade. That is the lottery mindset. The more reliable path is much less glamorous. Earn more, Spend less than you earn and invest the difference in a mixture of your own business and diversified assets. Let us say you manage, after a couple of years of grinding, to generate $20,000 per month from your combined projects. If you can live comfortably on $5,000 to $7,000 and invest the rest, you are putting away more than $100,000 per year. If your investments and business reinvestment earn reasonable returns, the snowball starts to roll. The exact numbers will vary, but the pattern is consistent. People who aggressively reinvest for several years have compounding working on their side. People who upgrade their lifestyle every time their income rises do not. Way number 9. Use partnerships and networks to jump levels faster. You can only go so far alone. At some point, your growth depends on the quality of the people you work with. A single joint venture with the right person can bring more opportunity than a year of solo grind. This could be a co-founder who balances your weaknesses, a mentor who opens doors, or a partner who brings an audience, a distribution channel, or capital. The key is to bring real value to the table. Do not approach people with, "Please make me rich." Approach with a clear offer. Maybe you handle operations while they handle sales. Maybe you run the back end while they bring clients. Maybe you manage content while they focus on product. Win-win partnerships are accelerators, but they require you to already be useful on your own. Way number 10. Adopt the mindset of a long-term builder, not a quick hit hunter. This might sound strange for a video about making $1 million in 5 years, but listen carefully. Most people fail because they focus on the million and ignore the process. They chase whatever seems fastest. In reality, the people who reach big numbers treat 5 years as a starting point, not an ending. They build systems they would be happy to run for 10 or 20 years. They choose skills that will still matter in a decade. They pick business models with real customers and real value, not hype that disappears in a season. They treat their reputation as more important than any single deal. They know that the true wealth is not just the cash. It is the network, the knowledge, the track record, and the confidence that they can do it again. So let us put this together into a rough path. Year 1, you focus on building one high-income skill and your first clients. You consume less and create more. Your goal is not the million yet. Your goal is to prove to yourself that you can make money on demand by solving real problems. Year 2, you raise your prices, narrow your niche, and begin building a small team or simple systems around your skill. You start content creation, even if it is messy. You learn basic financial literacy and track every dollar that enters and leaves your world. Year 3, you have enough proof of concept to productize parts of your work or launch digital offers. You automate repetitive tasks. You test a parallel asset, like a small investment portfolio or a tiny acquisition. Your lifestyle is still disciplined. You are quietly stacking capital. Year 4, your audience, your systems, and your offers start compounding together. You launch bigger projects to your warm audience. You refine your products from real feedback, and you expand your network with people playing the same long game. One of your engines, or several combined, may now be throwing off serious cash. Year 5, you are no longer guessing. You have 5 years of data on what works for you. You know which skills, offers, and channels produce the highest returns. You double down on the top earners, prune what is not working, and keep moving money into assets that protect and grow your gains. At this point, for many people, the million is not a miracle. It is the result of thousands of small decisions. Will it work exactly like this for you? No. Real life is messier. You will have failures, dry months, bad calls, and painful lessons. You might hit the million sooner. You might take longer. But here is the truth. Even if you fail and only reach 200,000 or 300,000 or $500,000, you will be in a far better position than the version of you who waited for luck and did nothing. The real prize is not just the number. It is the person you become in the process. Someone who understands how value is created. Someone who can make money without begging a boss. Someone who can survive market shocks because they have multiple engines. Someone who knows they can rebuild from almost anything. So if you are still here, listening to this, make a quiet decision. Stop treating wealth like a fantasy and start treating it like a project. Pick a skill. Pick a market. Pick one or two of these 10 paths and commit for several years. Protect your downside. Avoid stupid risks. Study relentlessly. And let time and compounding do what they have always done for those who respect them. You may not control the exact moment you become a millionaire, but you fully control whether you think like one long before the bank account catches up.